Hello, HPS community. This is Superintendent Ahmed, and I am excited to share with you the most recent development regarding Dickinson West. So for those of you that attended the State of the District address, you have a lot of information about our previous plans. For those of you just joining, I would like to just give you a little update. So the district purchased a property on 9324 Conant, and it's about 20,000 square feet. The intention when we purchased this property was to remove or eliminate the 10 used portables that house 250 students at Dickinson West. Eliminating these portables and having our students in this facility with 10 classrooms, a gymnasium, which is also a multi-purpose room. So this was basically the plan of use for this building. However, and so the building, as you can see, lies here between Conant and Holbrook. And, we had to pause after the stakeholders input survey. The survey was shared with our parents, with our students, with our staff, and we received a lot of information, very interesting information. So I do appreciate everyone who took the time to review the survey and complete it. So the survey there were options. Basically, we asked, would you like us to move on with the plans, yes or no? And then we offered more input from our stakeholders. The stakeholders indicated that they had interesting ideas for the property that was purchased, using it for STEM, adult education, special services, and even proposed a newcomer center. So these were some of the ideas, but the common theme that was shared was from our parents was that it was important to them that they had a neighborhood school, and it was important to them that we continue to offer K-8 in one campus. The division of K-3 and then intermediate was too much for some of the families. So we do appreciate that feedback, and even some staff like the idea of continuing to be one campus. So with that being said, just hearing that common theme, we went back to the drawing board and started asking questions and trying to figure out what possibilities are there, what can we do. Now, I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but we had um, went for a bond in 2020, which did not pass. And it was, we totally understand with the hardships, with the pandemic, and just all the challenging things that are happening at once. We understood where our families and community members, residents were going, and we felt very empathetic to their concerns and did not want to go for another bond. I continued to express the need of closing the equity gap, ensuring that we had facilities that were and provided conducive learning and teaching for our students and for our staff. Met with state leaders, state superintendent, governor, anyone that would listen. This was expressed and shared to them on numerous occasions. Fortunately, soon after, we received the information that we will be receiving ESSER funding, and in particular the ESSER III, we are looking at $35 million. So it sounds like a lot, and trust me, we're very grateful, but we have so many buildings that have so many needs. Dickinson West has extreme needs in terms of getting our students out of these used portables and getting them into a building that is conducive to the learning and the teaching that they so desperately deserved. So, what were some of the things that we had to face? Number one, ESSER III had restrictions. The restrictions were centered around the number one, you cannot construct a building. And number two, you cannot purchase property with the ESSER funding. So our goal was to construct a building. That was initially what we had planned for Dickinson West. But because of the restrictions, well, we could no longer think about that. And that is why we ended up looking into having our K3 at the new property that was purchased. But based on the feedback that we received, the question was, how do we maintain one campus, K8, with the restrictions that we have? So, again, we went back to the drawing board. I started to research, and then I soon discovered that while you cannot construct a building, there are no restrictions when it comes to constructing a building to an existing building, if that makes any sense. So the fact that we were adding to an existing building would make this allowable for us to construct this building. So this was the exciting feedback, the exciting discovery. So thankfully this afternoon, Mrs. Lynham reached out to the state and received a confirmation that yes, indeed, we can construct or add property to an existing building. So wonderful. Next steps. We met with the architects and we went back to see what we can do. We are looking at constructing a 3-level, 3-floor building that would have 22 classrooms, a gymnasium, and all the important things that every school should have. And we are just so excited about this new development. And we wanted to share that with all the families and let you know that your voice matters. So staff, families, parents, everyone who took the time to fill out this stakeholders input survey. We can't thank you enough because your feedback led us back to the drawing board, led us back to having conversations and seeing what can we do and making that happen. So we cannot thank you enough for taking the time to complete the survey. So we have 2 properties that were recently purchased. We are exploring yet again opportunities for those 2 properties, looking at STEM, looking at STEAM, looking at a collegiate academy, very much needed for our students. We want our students not only to graduate with a diploma, but how wonderful is it that they graduate with an associate degree. So our vision, our students succeed and transform the future. Our mission, again, our students, we engage, elevate, and empower them. I thank you for your work, your partnership, your dedication to excellence. We are so privileged and honored to serve the wonderful students, the wonderful scholars at Hamtramck Public Schools. Thank you.